Public focus has vehemently beamed towards devolution ministry the last few months. It is a period under which Anwar Guru, the CS in charge, has come under intense pressure to relinquish her position. This onslaught emanates from lost millions at NYS, a department under her watch. Recent revelations, however, point to a wider scheme where powerful individuals, including members of parliament directly or indirectly, pocketed millions through fictitious contracts. And while it is open secret that people conspire to defraud the youth service of millions, the same has been happening in many other government departments, albeit in secret.
In this game of corruption, sometimes even whistleblowers, people who actually say this is happening, it is then the game can easily be turned around and it becomes that they are now the accused.
The country remains in shock as it emerged that millions of taxpayers' money have been lost through fraudulent procurement, false mileage claims, irregular allowances, and unnecessary travels by the political class.
In most of these institutions, what we know is very little of what has happened. Okay. Yeah, people going on funny trips to write reports. Yeah, and you wonder why a report cannot be written in Kempiski, it can be written in Serena, it can be written in Intercont. This report can only be written in the sandy beaches of Mombasa. Crazy.
Anti-graft agencies have questioned a large number of legislators deemed culpable, but details for the inquest remain scanty. Instead, the political class have been shouting loudest on who must take responsibility for corruption. But why?
The problem we have is that there are some people, even if they are corrupt, we don't want to say they are corrupt. And we can't accept because, and even those who are not corrupt, we will say they are corrupt, so that we make them look bad.
Most of the political class believes that they are the ones. Everybody else will be corrupt apart from them. Yeah, it will be justifiable for them but not for the other party. Yeah, it seems to be a culture that's perpetuated by the politicians and probably the citizenry.
According to political and governance experts, the calls are in order as long as they do not involve them.
Some people, make a lot of noise about corruption so that they get a chance to be corrupt. So, they feel that they don't have a chance to be there. Okay. So they keep saying, see, those people are corrupt, so that probably they get inroads. And when they are there, they join the fray.
In fact, Job Ndege holds the view that the runaway corruption in the country is a result of an incoherent parliament.
Remember when they gave President Uhuru a standing ovation when he talked about the visit of shame? All to dawn on them that a few of them were in there because of CDF. Then they realized, wow, this is a very serious thing. Yeah, now let's try to fight this EACC. Let's try to say he did something illegal. Yeah, because they thought that the names which will be in that list probably will be the governors and the cabinet secretaries and everybody, but not MPs. But then MPs found themselves in there, they started fighting it.
His governance counterpart, Dr. Mumunzau, has this description for the prevailing culture.
There's a theory we call clientelism. Where you find clientelist networks, people who are patrons, people who are politicians, they have patrons, they have a constituency. And that constituency helps them to raise money for elections, for other things. Okay. And when those people are in any public office, it can be parliament, it can be a constitutional commission, it can be anything, is to reward the people who have put them in office with jobs, with contracts.
And this tradition thrives as they pass blanket judgment on their target, while members of the public are roped into it unknowingly. This, in the end, may result in a widespread vilification of an individual, even though the condemnation has no justification. But who can tame the convoluted behavior? For Momo and Ndege, the war on corruption can only be won if the institutions charged with the responsibility are left to discharge their mandate.
It's not a war. If we make it personal and a war amongst individuals, then it doesn't work. We want, if it's individuals who have been, found to be culpable or found to be suspect, to face the right authorities, the right institutions that have been put there by the Constitution.
People should be allowed to live with the process of corruption. This is one of the countries where one steals wealth, steals public funds. You go to court, you may never be jailed. If they jail you, you still keep your loot. Yeah, it should be very expensive for anybody found misappropriating public funds.
Then and only then will the real architects and perpetrators of fraud face the law without having to rope in the innocent in the political game of slander and smear campaign. Eric Biegon reporting for Channel 1 News.